Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I honestly wanted to share some things that I feel like are really important. I see a lot of stuff on TikTok about people just about relationships, or just talking about in general the dating scene out here. It honestly I feel like it's really hard to know when someone's genuine and when someone is, meeting your expectations. And I feel like it's sad sometimes, not sad, but sometimes that, it can be really hard to find that person. Sometimes people are tricky, sometimes people are lying to you, sometimes people aren't being the best, or sometimes it's just hard. Sometimes it's just hard just to know if it's right, or if you're making the right decision, or hard to figure out if you should leave or not, just things like that. And relationships are complicated and sometimes it's not an easy answer. And with all the different types of tips and advice that are going out here right now, media, I kind of just wanted to give my own little tip about, or just generally just some advice, coming from a good place, being really honest about what I think is some things to kind of look out for and be, to look out for and kind of just be aware of. I don't know everything about relationships. I'm not gonna pretend to. This might not fit everyone, might not be, what I don't know what people are looking for or whatever. But honestly, I kind of wanted to share it. I feel like it's kind of been weighing on my heart. I feel like it's sad that a lot of us, a lot of people just can't find it. And especially nowadays, listen, if you're not even looking for a relationship, don't feel pressured or feel like you have to be in one of that this is the only way to happiness, but I do feel like sometimes that there's so much more to happiness. Yes, having love in your life makes you happy, but I feel like you can get love in so many different ways. And I feel like maybe if we were all taught to prioritize, just prioritize better and more genuine love, then besides from just relationships, maybe some of us would be more happy. I feel like a lot of us just center our lives and happiness around, men, women, things like that. And life is so much more than that, okay? Your happiness does not depend on a man or a woman, period. It's just important. There's so much more to life than relationships. Don't let yourself just center everything that you want to be around a relationship, and don't be scared. If it's not right for you, then leave. If you're not happy, then leave. And you'll know you're not happy when you're oh, if you're thinking about it all the time, or if you're generally, if you're not happy, when it's just kind of a gut feeling. Don't ignore your gut feeling. It's telling you something for a reason. Okay, so I'm going to start my tips. So that was a lot of a ramble, but let me start my tips now. So my first thing that I wanted to say, the first one is sit and create a list. Okay, sit and create a list and think of the things you're looking for, things you want in a partner. And if it's 100 pages long, let it be 100 pages. If you need to go in depth, go in depth. But I feel like that's such a great guide to what you want, so that when you're going on these dates and you're putting yourself out there, you don't find yourself lowering your standards for some guys. And sometimes you might forget what you're looking for forget or not even be thinking about it, just because of who's approaching you and what you're getting. But if you find a couple of guys or men or women that you're interested in, then I feel like you should just, before you even think about, let me take this relationship to the next level, let me see what else is out, let me see if maybe I want more or something like that. Compare that person to the list you have, and really think to yourself, okay, are they this for me, are they that for me, or is this are they checking off my boxes? And I know that you see the movies that of women that do that, and they're supposed to be seen as uptight, but it's listen, this is a real true way to help you. You need to, because you don't want to be put in a situation where you're with someone, you just gone so far with them, now you're in love with them, and now you're just not realizing that these people are not meeting your minimum requirements. They're not meeting the standards that you need to be happy in your life, and then you're now stuck, or whatever it is, or you're just fighting for your life now. I think that you definitely should compare. It's just really important. You know, I see a lot of stuff sometimes on TikTok about people, men, complaining about women who like, you know, wanting to pay for all these things for them. And it's like, maybe if you're one of those people and you complain about having to pay for a lot of things for women, maybe you need to create a list. And on that list, you should put not paying anything or whatever the hell, or a woman that can take care of, like whatever, so that you can stop going after these women that, you know, are looking for that. Vice versa, if you really care about the fact that you want your man to pay for these, you need to put it on your list, and don't go for anything minimum. Okay, if they're not paying for the first date, if they're not paying for the second date, if they're not paying for the third date, then you kind of know what you're getting into. Okay, and you don't need to keep entertaining it to be nice. Just end it. Okay, so side tip, there should not be a thing of being like, as a woman, right? As a woman, sometimes we get into these states where we're like, oh, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be mean to them. More women need to start being mean to men and less mean to other women. Okay? Because it's insane. What do you mean you don't want to be mean to this random man that you've never met that keeps bothering you? You don't want them to bother you. What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay? Okay, my next thing is make sure that you meet your own standards. I feel like this one's super important because first and foremost, I feel like sometimes it's not insane, because some women and some people, you know, they really can get it if they really want to get it, but I feel like it's important to meet your own standards that you're setting for other people. I feel like, yes, the whole opposites attract things work, but when it comes down like to the essentials, I feel like it's good to be able to like not be asking for more than what a partner can expect from you. That can go into finances too. If you want someone making 6 figures, like, are you making close to 6 figures? Are you making near that? Maybe that's not good advice, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like it also helps to not cause a lot of issues in your relationship if you're meeting it, because then it's really just like, I meet this standard, I thought you made this standard, like things like that. I feel like it really just like, I feel like it's a must. Meet your own standards. So if you want someone that is nice or kind or understanding or travels or is adventurous or likes to do these things you like to do, like, or whatever, like, make sure you're adventurous, make sure you like to travel, make sure whatever it is, like, make sure you're that person too. You're not just asking for this, like, anyways, just make sure you meet your own standards in whatever way. Or like, if you're specific, if you want someone who's like super fit, right? You want someone who's super fit, you really care about the physical, but you haven't taken care of yourself since you came out the womb, okay? You don't even know what lotion is. You've never cut your nails in your entire life. Like, things like that. You don't even know how to wash your face. Like, make sure you meet your own standards. Don't be asking for the baddest person alive, but you're crusty, dusty, and musty. Okay? Whatever. Next, make sure you're not compromising too much. I feel like just in relationships, like, it's good to compromise. Like, you're inevitably going to compromise in a relationship, just like in general. Like, that's something you can always expect. But I feel like there's a thing that's like, you're compromising too much. You're always giving up on something. Now it's not giving up, but sometimes, like, you know, like, it's important. Like, it's important to like still have you. I feel like you kind of lose yourself a lot in like compromising all the time. You know, like, sometimes you can get your way too. Like, you can have your cake and I can have my cake and we can both eat it. Like, we don't always have to share a piece or whatever the hell. I don't know. I feel like, anyways. My next one is recognize the person's red flags. Don't ignore them, but also recognize your own red flags, okay? Yes, it's so easy to ignore red flags, but it's really important not to, because it just helps, like, it allows for the same pattern to keep happening over and over and over and over again. And that's not something that you would want in your next relationship, or you're going to be spending a lot of time in the wrong relationship. So yeah, and when I say recognize your own red flags, I just mean, like, yes, recognize them, and like actually seek therapy or actually seek help or guidance into like how to like stop those red flags or just improve yourself in that way, because then like you really are like healing yourself and able to enter a relationship like completely healed and ready to be there and show up for them, and, you know, just whatever. Like, it's important. Not ignore the red flags, okay? My next advice, which I kind of said in the beginning already, is just don't stay where you're not wanted or where you don't want to be, okay? Reminder, you are free. Like, you can do as you please. All right, you are a free person. If you don't want to be in that relationship with that person, you don't have to be. Or if you feel like that person isn't showing up the way that you need, you also can leave. You're free. And I know that's like it's like okay end, but it's like it's such a simple way of thinking, because sometimes I feel like we all create like these like fake barriers in our life that's like preventing us from doing stuff, but in reality it's just you holding yourself back, or because you're scared. Like there's probably an underlying reason, like you're scared, or you know, what ifs and things like that. You don't know who you'd be without, you know, without them and stuff like that. But like, girl, you gotta push past the barriers. Whenever there's a barrier, most times, what is that, metaphorical barrier? Most times you gotta just push past it. You gotta just past it, okay? Because you don't stay where you're not wanted. You're gonna end up being somewhere too long. Yeah, you're gonna end up being somewhere way too long than you were supposed to be. Okay. Yeah, and always believe that people will show you who they are, and just don't ever ignore it. Don't let someone show you who they are twice. Okay. And my last advice is value yourself. Okay, you deserve happiness. You deserve peace. You deserve everything you want in life. You deserve whatever you dream of. Okay, you're important, and you should make sure that the person you're with is treating you as if you are. What you need and what you feel is important, and you should be with someone who's treating you as if your needs and feelings or whatever are important. Okay, and you need to first do that to yourself. Value who you are, appreciate who you are, have some self-respect for who you are, so that when you're in a relationship and you are noticing that this person does not value, this person does not care, this person does not want you, you can recognize it. And okay, that's how you really value yourself, when you are able to stand up for yourself and leave where you're not feeling appreciated, and leave when you're not feeling respected. Okay, yeah, that's some of my just a little bit of advice that I feel like it's just some of us need to hear it. It's definitely really important. I feel like, especially since a lot of people nowadays, they're looking for their next love. Just don't do it blindly. Like, take yourself seriously. Show yourself some love. Don't let anyone treat you any way that you wouldn't want to be treated, and don't let the bare minimum trick you. All right, girl, it's not okay. Oh, it's not okay. We gotta stop letting these men like just get by being the bare minimum. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you came back and watched, I appreciate it so much. Yeah, please keep watching my videos. Bye.